and welcome to Term 2's first Top Tip Tuesday. My name's Jodes, the founder of The 7 Effect and the creator of the Freedom Academy. And every week during school terms, besides last week, I bring you some top tips on what we're teaching our students inside the Freedom Academy. And these are tips that will help you improve your life, become a better leader, and ultimately build a business that will set you free, because that's what we're all about here at The 7 Effect. Now, today's top tip comes to you around a topic that is very hot right now, finding your voice, to ChatGPT or not. And before I jump into it, I just wanted to let you know that I've been watching a lot of YouTube clips at the moment. I'm finding YouTube is my new Google on purchasing camera equipment, buying coffee machines, reviews on products, finding the answers to stuff. And the videos that I skim past are the longer ones. And I love finding something that goes for about 10 minutes. So my goal is to kind of get the gold out for you in the first 10 minutes. And then because we do these live on social media, if we are joined by people live, I can kind of have a jam session at the end and answer any questions. So if you're here and you're watching, feel free to type your questions or comments in the chat below or in the comments below, and I'll get to them at the end. But I've noticed videos that frustrate me on YouTube are the ones that kind of waffle on. And I love a video that gets straight to the point. So my mission is to get straight to the point and share with you some gold around how you, as a business owner, can find your voice in a very noisy, crowded ocean and bring the right clients to you. So we want to create copy that connects with the right people, but then copy that also sets you up to easily convert a sale. Now, great copy will make the sale for you, but at least they could warm someone up who wants to jump on a call or fall into your funnel and be ready to buy at the end. And this is something that I think is so important. And the reason I wanted to talk about it this month is because for the first term in Freedom Academy, and particularly even probably the first week of term 2, I have been feeling like a human ChatGPT. So if you haven't heard about ChatGPT, wake up, it's everywhere. It's an artificial intelligence that will write copy for you. You can plug into it, I want a Facebook ad that talks about my new book on leadership, and I just want you to write me an ad for it. And so it will do that. The other day I was listening to the radio while I was driving around doing shopping and stuff, and the radio presenters were playing around with ChatGPT, and they'd plugged into it, run a radio show or host a segment on Prince Harry and Meghan. And I can't remember what the particular thing was. And so ChatGPT had 2 artificial intelligent voices have a conversation with each other about this particular topic. And all they did was plug in a couple of simple things. Now, here's the thing. The intelligence of this is phenomenal. And it was actually listenable, and it was kind of like, yeah, this makes sense. And this is literally robotic artificial intelligence making it up. But what I'm noticing is a lot of people are now leaning to ChatGPT to get things done quickly. And if you don't like a blank canvas and you find that whole idea of shit, I don't know where to start, what should I do, overwhelming, I think ChatGPT can be great. However, we have in our phones a calculator, right? I don't know if you use your calculator very often, but I use mine all of the time. Now, when I was younger and I didn't have an iPhone, I used to be very fast with numbers, and I could do sums and multiplications in my head very quickly because I worked part-time for a short period in like it was called the Ham and Chicken House. I called it the Ham and Chicken House from hell. But basically it was like a takeaway sandwich bar. And I didn't last very long there. I hated it, but I had to add things up very quickly in my head. Since I've been using my calculator, I've noticed that I really struggle to do sums because I just rely on this. So my brain has become lazy. My concern for women in business is that they're going to rely on ChatGPT so much that their already untrained brain around copywriting and finding their voice is going to become dead. And so when I'm coaching women to create their high value offers and put them out to the marketplace, the biggest stumbling block for them is working out what to say. I know I've got value, I know I can show up and get my clients results, but I don't know how to articulate that. And so I become the human ChatGPT and I ask a bunch of questions and I pull it out of their heads. One of the things I want you to know is that it's a muscle and it's a skill. I wasn't born with skills around copywriting, but I also wasn't conditioned by the corporate world around what to say and what not to say. So I'm a rogue human being. I love freedom, I jump in, I say what I think. And what's happened over the years is I've just developed this authentic voice where I'm happy to speak up and share what's going on and what I have to offer in a very natural and real way. So it sounds like I'm having a conversation with my audience. And so this is the training that I take clients on. And I wanted to share with you 3 tips that can help you find your own voice, because it's so important. Even if you use ChatGBT as a blank canvas start, I have no problems with that. As a creator by nature, I can't imagine doing that, because for me, the most exciting and sexy thing about copywriting is the blank page. But that's not for everybody. So if you use it to get yourself started, I want you to engage these 3 skills to find your own unique voice, so you don't sound like, or your business doesn't feel like, another bloody ChatGPT marketed brand. So the first thing you want to do is forget the vanilla. Now ChatGPT, I'm just going to call it the artificial intelligence thing from here in, because my tongue's tripping over it, is able to have you plug in the tone of voice. So I want something humorous and quirky or professional and direct or confident, etc. So it can do a bit of that for you. But here's the thing, it hasn't lived the life that you have. And no matter how quick this artificial intelligence can work, it does not have the unique spin on things that you personally have. No one can do you like you. And what I found is every woman I've worked with inside them has this very uniquely them voice, but over the years of being in a conventional job or showing up in a conservative world, they've learned that vanilla is safe. Fit in, blend in, don't say anything weird and wacky, because you could end up looking like a crazy person. And so what I encourage you to do is forget the vanilla bland language. And so I want to share with you a little example of this, and I already can see I'm not going to make my 10 minutes, so we'll go for 15. I want to share with you an example of this. My auntie, Diane, is an author. So she's written several novels now, and her passion is writing. And she's done all sorts of writing courses, but it's just a natural thing that she loves to do. She also is the woman who match-made me with my fiance, Jason. And so Jason's a landscaper. We met because he was doing a job at my auntie's house, and my auntie thought we'd be a great match, and she one day gave him my phone number on a post-it note and said, you know, I think you'd like my niece, you should call her. And so she sent me an email describing Jason to me before I'd met him, this lovely, luscious landscaper. Now, she could have said, he's attractive, he's a landscaper, he's tidy, I think you'll like him. But oh no, she's an author. She didn't do it in a vanilla way. She wrote this email, and it was so beautiful. I hope I've kept it somewhere. And she said, so there's this lovely landscaper doing a gardening job. He's got a strong chiseled jaw with a 3-day growth. And I was like, oh God, I love a strong chiseled jaw with a 3-day growth. She said, and he's got beautiful sparkling eyes, and they kind of light up when you're talking to him or when he thinks about something here. He's very neat and fastidious. He keeps his job sites immaculate, and he's got all of his team trained really well. So he's an exceptional leader. And so she used this beautiful language, and I joked with her and I said, my God, it's like reading a Mills and Boon novel, this romantic Prince Charming that's going to come along. But the language she used was not vanilla. And so there's a really great exercise that I learned through a creative writing course that can help you unlock your non-vanilla writing style. And it's about tapping into your 5 senses and then writing about it, whatever comes to mind, in a detailed, non-vanilla way. And the first thing you want to do is just look around. So set yourself a timer, grab a blank piece of paper, look around and write for 3 minutes on what you see. I see a bright shining key light that's so light it's like the heavens above are opening up and I could be walking towards it. That's non-vanilla. Now, it doesn't mean it's great writing and it's necessarily what I'm going to use, but it's the sort of thing you want to practice doing. So you set your timer and for 3 minutes, you write around what you can see. Then for the next 3 minutes, you write around what you can hear. And then finally, for the last 3 minutes, you write about what you can feel. Now, if you're holding a pencil and you're actually writing it, and they say that this is a very good way to do it, it's more effective from a neurological pathway practice to write with a pen in your hand. Oh, Sharon Both, thank you for your feedback. She's saying, love this. I love sharing it with you, Sharon. And thanks for watching, by the way. If you write with your hand, it connects better with your brain. So give it a go. 3 minutes on what you can see, 3 minutes on what you can hear, and 3 minutes on what you can feel. And if you're holding your pencil and clenching, it might be, I can feel the cold plastics or the smooth plastic in my knuckles as they grip tightly, and I write for my life, and I can sense a cramp beginning in my pointer finger. So you just play around in writing in detail. That's tip number 1 to help you find your voice. The second one is capture your isms. There are certain things you say all of the time without you probably even knowing. And your isms will make ChatGPT copy actually then develop your own unique voice. And if you have a library of isms, maybe there's 5 things or 10 things that you say a lot, we can then put those things sprinkled like seasoning into your artificial intelligently produced copy and all of a sudden make it uniquely your voice. So for example, there's a couple of isms that I always say. Giddy up girl is one of them. I'm a big giddy up girl. I often say woohoo a lot as well. And I say you go girl and yay. I'm a big yay person. And so when you read copy that has those sorts of things flavoured in it, you go, oh, that's Jodie. That's very distinctly Jodie. Now, here's the awkward part. I didn't know that I said all those awful cheesy things until I worked with a copywriter and she started capturing my isms and went, you're a yay, you're a woohoo, and you're a giddy up kind of gal. And I'm like, oh my God, I totally am. You can also capture your unique brand things. So what do you love to drink? I'm a vodka soda and an espresso martini girl, and those things have become part of my business brand. You know, what do you drive? What do you wear? Are there any things that are particularly part of your brand? Beach walks are part of my brand. Now, these are just all things that I do naturally. So write a list of all of your isms and then start to use them as seasoning in your copy. And then finally, practice, and you can actually practice with Grammarly. Now, Grammarly is a free tool. I actually had it out here for you as an example, and it's not ChatGBT, GPT. It's a spelling and correction tool that will, I'm dyslexic, so I use Grammarly like a religion. And you can plug it into your computer as a plug-in, and every time you write, little red lines will come up where you've made mistakes. And if you have the pro version, it will correct you and it will help you write things better. Now, the only way to become a better copywriter is through practice, I hate to tell you. And if you practice with a free version of the plugin Grammarly, and then if you like it, you can upgrade to the Pro, I think it's about $100 a year, it'll actually share with you statistics around what your voice is like and what sort of words you like to use. And I just want to share with you a report that I got. And this, by the way, I have to share with you, is a hot tip from Ali Nitschke, who's one of the Freedom Academy graduates, who is an absolute rock star, built in a phenomenal business as a leadership trainer, become an incredibly wonderful copywriter and content creator. But again, right back in the day when she did Freedom Academy with us several years ago, she was struggling to find her voice, and she had all the same sort of self-doubt. And she said, Jodes, I reckon a hot tip would be to share with people Grammarly. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully this will come up with you. I'll get rid of that and bring myself up here. So when I use Grammarly, I then get this report, and it tells me, I love statistics by the way, you've been 61% more productive than most users. Mastery, you were 11% more accurate. 11%. You were more accurate than 11% of Grammarly users, so I wasn't very accurate. Vocabulary, you used more unique words than 70% of Grammarly users, so I've got a good, rich vocabulary. So I love a little bit of benchmark qualifications, but what I love even more is it tells me the tone of voice. Now, what's really great is we actually have a brand tone of the 7 Effect voice, and being inspirational and imaginative and confident is all part of that style. So it tells me that predominantly I write and the voice is confident, it's inspirational, and it's informal. So I go, great, that's how I want to sound. So that's my final tip for you there, is practice, my friend. Absolutely practice, practice, practice. And the best way to do that is maybe you'll set yourself a goal where you will spend 10 minutes a day doing the exercise I said before. 3 minutes on what you see, 3 minutes on what you hear, and 3 minutes on what you feel. Then capture your isms, and then each day or each week block out a time of day or a time in your calendar to give yourself some creative copywriting space. Just blog or write, and then you'll get to a point where you'll actually look forward to writing posts, content, blogs, web pages, all the things for your audience. And I want to say, Sharon, both, thank you so much for watching live. Grammarly is fantastic. I hadn't known about the upgrade to gain statistics. I'll definitely look into that. Boom. Thank you very much. That's it from me. Top Tip Tuesday, by the way, is changing to afternoons because as of this trimester, which starts in a couple of weeks, my film school class happens on a Tuesday afternoon. So bear with me this year, folks, as we keep tweaking and changing our weekly schedule while I keep tweaking and changing what I'm doing in film school. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. For now, live life by design, not by default.